Ah, good. They came to me and carked it. Okay, can't just hop in there and try and kill people. Okay, just making sure there isn't anything there. They say that they need every drop, but they're so goddamn wasteful. Just a streak of blood there. You know, like, goddamn. Ranged cultists aren't the best with returning blood to a dying god. Like, my god. Who would have thought? Ranged cultists aren't the most sane of people? My god. Yeah, you're kind of wasting it here. Same boss music as before. Oh, this guy is easy. Ah. Talnash, the Unraveler. And actually, yeah, he was actually pretty easy. Fuck yeah, I am Burly. Tempest of the Void. Plus 45% lightning damage, plus 23% chaos damage, plus 22%, plus 42% electrocute damage, 3 energy regenerated per second, increases energy regeneration by 14%, 51 to 381 electrocute retaliation over 3 seconds, plus 2 to Wind Devil. There's also plus 1 to Doombolt, but I am not the right class for that. I'm not sure I'm kind of happy with what I have. Primarily because I get it may be only 5% chance on attack, but it's coming up surprisingly frequently. I get random earthquakes spawning. I like that. I like that. So, well, I kind of want to hold off on it. Oh, no. Dread Skull. An assassin symbol granted upon the acceptance of a particularly dangerous bounty. Plus 3% pierce damage, plus 2% vitality damage, plus 7% bleeding damage with plus 7% increased duration, plus 2% attack speed, plus 2% movement speed. The guy was screaming no, no, before the demon took over. Guess he wasn't as hardened zealous as he thought he was.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah. You were saying... I wish the game would just play inventory Jenga for me. Or inventory Tetris. there's a random block there. I don't understand. It's just like, what's the point of having that there if you can't get over to it? For it to actually block your way, you know? Oh, whatever. Moving on. Astrakhan Road. Remember, Astrakhan was mentioned earlier about the Astrakhan Nightshade. So, like, the guy's bedroom is like right at the front door. The heroes get in, they're right into his bedroom chamber. Oh, I want to beat these up. They're just so bludgeonable. There we go. Yeah, let's just head back. There. We're now on the final stretch of the base game. But still have to come back here and do this. Probably should do that like first thing tomorrow, because otherwise I will greatly out-level there. I probably already do, but probably won't be as bad.
You had such a grim look on your face. What happened out there?
Okay, before I actually get to talk to you, I must first actually read the grim information we found on him. We saw it referenced earlier about the necropolis thing, but our character does not, like, you know... nothing comes of us knowing about that note. About the resurrection thing. Karroz's tome. A tome filled with dark rituals that depict the return of great darkness from within the necropolis. Fitting. Like we saw about the resurrection at the necropolis, which sounds pretty dire, but we don't realize and we don't think anything of it till we hear it again. So I think my general thing here is right now is in so many games, like, you'll find out like big dramatic twist in advance if you find the right note, but your character will never acknowledge it. It will never be referenceable. It won't be. It's basically just for the player, but the character, even though characters found it, they, it's nothing that the character can know yet. It's always annoying and takes away from the game. And here, you can make an argument for the, that it's fine, but I'm still just being annoyed on principle. Final sermon, the end of times. Blood-sworn supplicants of Catan, it is with great purpose that we gather here today for what will be my final sermon to you. You have devoted yourselves completely, forsaking all past relations, earthly possessions, and free will. You have proven that you are finally ready to become part of a greater whole, to receive the glorious gift of reunification. I must remain behind to work with I must remain behind with the others to finish your great work. Yet, even as you depart your lives, you will advance this broken world one step closer to the end time. The time when the dismal, suffering world will become reunited with Catan, making the oldest of the old whole again, and righting the great wrong perpetrated millennia ago by the false gods. These upstart gods who manipulated the course of existence set themselves up to be the objects of worship and have lived off our blood and toil for ages. The end time will also bring doom to the wayward Ethereals, past agents of the false gods who were betrayed and then cast into the formless aether once their purpose had been served. They have hindered us, slaughtered our brethren, and tried to claim dominance over this world. Yet we must also thank them, for it is the Ethereals who have unwittingly made possible our ascension by destroying the Empire and its Inquisition. No longer does the Inquisition hunt us, suppress our truths, or deny us access to our sacred places. Unshackled from the strictures of the Empire, our people have awakened from the false dream of civilization, and our ranks have swelled. Not knowing the history of our world, the Ethereals are ignorant of the doom that we will awaken. They cannot surmise our endgame, and once they realize what they have set in motion, it will be too late for them to stop us. Our most devoted brethren march with legions of the void for Necropolis. They need only to prevent our enemies from breaching our final line, for even as they attack our forces, the blood they spill will feed our resurrection ritual. Where once we suffered our greatest defeat, our ultimate triumph shall be reborn, and the Volgorian, forerunner of the end time, will carry the 1,000 screaming voices of Catan into the world and usher in a new age.
Why do you have such a grim look on your face? What happened out there?
I hurt my throat reading. Karroz lies dead, but I found disturbing information on him.
Let's see. I'll be damned. If the bastards pull this off, we may as well slit our own throats. This scenario was well beyond my pay grade, or would be if I were getting paid. You will need to bring this to Creed's attention immediately.
16,000 XP, 500 Homestead and Black Legion reputation, and a ring. Apothecary's Wisdom. Epic ring, plus 27 Spirit, increases health regeneration by 12%, plus 23% Constitution, and 19% bleeding resistance. Regalia worn by medics and soothsayers dedicated to aiding those in need, designating them as healers with no diplomatic affiliation. Ooh. If you have 2 parts of the set, 12 health regenerated per second, 3 increases health by 10%, and health regeneration by 40%, and 4 parts, Empyrean's Touch, 10% a chance on attack. The light of Empyrean soothes the wounds of nearby allies. The Inquisitor?
I've already informed Creed of your recent actions. He is most eager to speak with you. Show him what you've shown me. He needs to see this.
Who is the Inquisitor?
Inquisitor Creed is one of Irulan's chief exterminators of the occult and the strange. Incidentally, he was outside the capital during the fall as he was tracking down just how deep the ethereal corruption ran. Creed has played a critical role in the Legion's activities after the Grim Dawn, coordinating assaults and providing insight on the enemy.
How does he know so much about the Ethereals?
He has it on good authority. Now stop it with the questions and go speak to him immediately.
I'm with Ogrim. Okay, I like that new ring. I am using that new ring. Where is new ring? New ring. You know what, fuck it. I'm just going with it. And I'll fix that up at some stage.
I heard about Karroz. You might be better at this grisly coat business than Creed.
I found these notes in Karroz.
This can't be happening again. Creed must see this at once.
What do you mean again?
This isn't the first time this ritual has been performed. The last time nearly destroyed the Empire. The Loghorian must not be called back from the void.
Ogrim, it was probably there the last time it was summoned. Gonna be honest. Ogrim is being set up as a mystery number. His very name, his identity stricken from the, you know, records. So he is an unknown element. He's like, not an unknown element, but he's like, he's outside, you know, it's a symbolic thing of him being outside the law. And him taking the name Ogrim after some like mythical hero. You know, and then him like sneaking past Creed's wards. And we're set up to know that Creed is good at what he does. So him just peering in, you know, taking Creed by surprise and past all his wards against infiltration would imply that Ogrim's even better. And then people go on about how great Ogrim is. It's clearly setting him up to be more than just the first blade of the Empire. Like I was saying before, he could be formally a possessed person. He could be even more than that. He could be a possessed person who's still possessed, but on the level. He's probably more than that, though. It's probably something else entirely. I'm just bringing up the possession thing because we're a badass because we were possessed. So, you know, it's, you know, I'll be surprised if we were the only one, you know? So, you know, he's clearly something, and we'll find it out, figure it out at some stage, I'm sure, if they keep doing DLC for this. I hope they do. I don't know why I'm so scared, but I'm just really enjoying it right now, and I'm scared that they won't do more, you know? I'm sure they will. They kind of have been saying that they do have a lot of plans for this, and I hope they follow through on all those plans, and, you know, fantastic shite. I'm not sure if that made sense. I just kind of started making sounds and gestures that you couldn't see. But yeah, I hope they were saying that they had plenty of plans for like DLC and expansions and stuff. And I hope they... Ooh, that's cute. You can just hover over these. Yeah, they were saying they had plenty of plans, you know. I think I remember them seeing some of them saying that they had plenty of plans and stuff for the game. And I hope they follow through on all those plans and we get all this shite that they have. Because I know, like, sometimes they have plans and, like, Diablo they're working on a second expansion for it, Diablo 3. But they cancelled it, released some of the content as just for adventure mode, and left it at that. And they're not going to do any more Diablo 3. They're done with it. So, you know, that happens. And, you know, they might want to do more Grim Dawn content, but decide it needs to be in Grim Dawn 2. I prefer for them to like, sure, maybe do Grim Dawn 2 down the line, but I would like just tons of expansions for Grim Dawn. That'll be fantastic. Because then you can just build one character and hone and tune them as you go on, and get something really awesome. You know? I know you can kind of do that as is, with just, you know, grinding up to 100 just by replaying through the game, but not sure if I really want to do that. You know? I just want to get a ton of content for the one character, and, you know, not have to go make a new guy in a new game or whatever, you know? Especially since when they make a new game, they change systems and things will end up different and shite, you know? So even if they have a necromancer class and, you know, a shaman class, you know, they're not going to be the same kind of dealy, you know? Like, there's barbarians in Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. I'm sure they're quite different. But anyway, actually the Diablo 3 barbarian was actually meant to be the barbarian from Diablo 2. That was the original idea. They didn't go with that. They were also meant to be in StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm, the Destroyer of Worlds mechanic, where you get strategic benefit from destroying different worlds. Like, you send a swarm to go take them out, and you get benefits from it. And you had choices of taking out this place or that place, and yeah, they decided not to go with that. There's also going to have a, you know, you choose whether Karrigan, you know, heavily mutates or not, and, you know, does she specialize in being a ghost or, you know, going back with the swarm and all that. They decided not to do that. So, it sucks. I can kind of see why they went that way, given the ending we got. It wouldn't really work otherwise, but I imagine they probably had a different ending in mind when they were positing Karrigan staying ghost. But anyway, I'm disappointed at hearing of all those missed out systems. But anyway, yeah, basically, like I've been saying, I really hope they keep adding expansions to this game. I really hope they just keep building on it and building on it, because that'll be great. I don't want to have to go set up a new character in a new game. Well, yeah, I would buy Grim Dawn 2 and its expansions. I would like to just keep building on Duran here, you know? I'd like to just keep building on him, and just getting some, you know, getting a Necromancer Shaman that's really tricked out, you know? It'd be awesome. So yeah, I really hope they keep doing that, I really do. Like I said, they have implied they have a lot of plans for it, but we have to wait and see if they come true. Just because they plan doesn't mean it'll happen. Disappointingly. Anyway.
I heard about Karroz. This can't be happening. This isn't the first time this ritual has been performed.
We will stop them.
Last time nearly destroyed.
So that's what I missed out on. Alright.
You're here. Good. We have much to discuss.
Just in the distance, you can hear some armless guys screaming Creed. Sorry, I've just heard too many Creed jokes. Whenever I see that used as a name, that's all I can hear. That's all I can think. I found these notes in Karroz.
It has been performed only once before. Serves me. Shall we say, not good. The cult must not be allowed to see this through. We must make haste to Fort Icon at once. Will you join us?
5,000 XP, and yeah, I'm the main character.
With the cultist ranks scattered, we can once again reconnect with the main Legion force to the north. Just in time, too. Based on the information you've brought back from Karroz, we need to immediately send all available forces to the necropolis and stop that ritual. Algrim and I will be leaving shortly with a small contingent of troops. Will you meet us at Fort Icon? It lies just beyond the Astakarn Mountains, through the Darkvale gates.
I'll see you there.
This cult situation brings back bad memories. Are you ready to set out?
Everything alright?
Oh, it's nothing. I should prepare for the journey.
Alright, I'll see you out there.
Pleased that you will join us. It may take everything we have to stop the cult of Cathan and their ritual.
Where are we headed?
Black Legion has a stronghold to the north. Fort Icon lies just beyond the Astakarn Mountains, through the Darkvale gates. We are leaving soon with a small contingent of troops. Meet us there as soon as you are able.
On my way.
Don't worry about Homestead. I have things here under control. Focus on the necropolis.
Questions? Well, go on then. Why do you hate Ogrim so much? Ah, that's a bit blunt, but true. The First Blade, or rather Ogrim as he calls himself now, it's a bit of a history with the Black Legion. Most famous, I suppose, was the time he executed Black Legion captain for taking new prisoners during a civilian uprising. No direct orders captured the rebels, but the more efficient route our captain chose seemed to strike a chord with Ogrim, finding rather ironic given his line of work. And actually rather admirable. There's a civilian uprising, probably because of them being kicked around, and you decide to cement it by massacring them. Well, aren't you a little piece of shit? I know she wasn't the one who did it, but I'm probably I'm gonna take a guess and say she probably supported the captain. The Emperor was displeased with the First Blade's actions, but no formal punishment was ever deemed necessary, which did not sit well with my superiors. The Emperor was displeased with it. So Ogrim, despite being an assassin, has probably put down some people who mightn't necessarily have deserved it. He's also put down some people who rather well did. Fair enough. Good with the bad. Can you tell me more about the Black Legion? What would you like to know about us? The history. The Black Legion, like its history, is a dark and conflicted time. During the time of troubles, when the Empire was pressed by war on three fronts, refugees overwhelmed in capital, and political dissent among the noble houses threatened to tear the government apart. Thousands were imprisoned for political reasons, petty crime, or vagrancy, or just vagrancy. The prisons were overflowing, and the military was crumbling from lack of recruits. I'm not sure anyone can remember who, but someone, probably some bureaucrat, came up with the novel solution of sending the prisoners to fight on the front lines and supposedly win absolution. Most were unfit for battle and simply served as cannon fodder, shooting the regular units advance, but some survived, and did, in fact, win their freedom. Many more deserted, though, and eventually wound up back in prison. The Empire corrected these imperfections with the aid of the Illuminati, devised a process to essentially imprison the human will itself, mentally binding people into the service of the Empire. They created a name, insignia, and ritual to reinforce this desire to serve, and thus was born the Black Legion. So they mind control people! Creed, I need you to say hi to my little friend here. Detachment from personal life, unwavering sense of duty, and unparalleled experience in the front lines of the harshest battles cut off the unfit and forged whoever remained into one of the most elite fighting regiments in the known world. The title Death's Bannerman was not handed out lightly. In time, because of her guaranteed loyalty and proven effectiveness in battle, became the favourite legion of the Emperor himself, often at odds with the Irulan military high command, and feared by the noble houses. You may be wondering now whether I've gone through the mental conditioning I spoke of, and the answer is yes. I'm conscious of it all. I know I've been conditioned to be a loyal soldier, but that knowledge doesn't change the feeling. I'm not even sure it matters. We're now what we are, and in all honesty, I can't say if it's for the worst. I was a spoiled and deluded girl, heiress to one of the great houses of Irulan, ended up in the Legion due to my own and my family's betrayal of the Empire, and since then my eyes have been open to the larger world, and I've found a true purpose. At one point many years ago, my uncle abducted me from the Legion, attempting to liberate me. In the end, I escaped and returned to duty. Despite the horrors I've seen, the Spartan life, and the endless toil, the Legion's like a drug that, once tasted, can't be quit. Tell me about what happened in the capital. What I remember most is the screams, innocents being slaughtered by the thousands. It's just a habit I can't quit. Rifts opening up all over the place and spilling out fiends unlike any mankind had ever seen. It wasn't a battle, it was a massacre, like most Friday nights. Most of the Imperial forces stationed within the capital did not survive the initial attack. Many more fell while trying to flee from the doomed city. The Black Legion's commander, Tarkus, stayed behind to rally defense while we made our retreat. Wonder if we'll meet him. Probably not, but you know, he could be another badass. It was a noble sacrifice, and I will never forget. He might actually be dead, you know. You know, rumors of his demise might have been greatly overstated. Creed. Inquisitor Creed worked with Illuminati, investigating and dealing with supernatural threats to the Empire. It was he who discovered first discovered the Ethereal conspiracy, but last had time to stop it. Creed gathered trusted allies instead and laid the foundations for whatever human resistance exists today. The Black Legion survived the Grim Dawn largely thanks to his intervention. Since then he's providing Ethereals. I wouldn't say he's an expert, no one is. The Ethereals were largely unknown until the Grim Dawn. That's part of the reason they succeeded so well in infiltrating and defeating the Empire. However, Creed is one of the few surviving people who had experience with them before the Grim Dawn. Apparently he was able to find some references to them in old text stored in the vaults of the Illuminati. We still learn new things about them every day though, and they continue to find ways to surprise us. We're still not entirely sure where they came from. Fort Icon. Fort Icon has withstood generations of warfare. It was originally constructed over 300 years ago during a drawn-out conflict between another human nation long since conquered by Erlab. The fort is our northern bastion, a beacon of the Empire's strength. I'm not exactly a historian, but I'll give it my best shot. The Northern Wars, as they came to be called, were waged over disputed lands beyond the Astikarn Mountains. The area was rich in resources and provided ample farmland. So it proved to be a point of contention between the two great nations. Neither side would relent ownership of the territory, so it came to war. The conflict dragged on over 26 years before we finally pushed them back. That was not the end of the bloodshed, though. Years later, the Northerners returned with another army, then to retake the region. The final exchange marked one of the bloodiest days in the Empire's history. It was also one of the first campaigns undertaken by the Black Legion. Back then, we're still unproven, only a few battles under our banner, but the Legion proved to be a force to be reckoned with. That same year, we marched all the way to their capital and crushed them. That was the end of the Northern Wars. And yeah, that's it. But yeah, what we're learning about Ulgrim is that, under the job, there is a good man there. You know, he has probably done some shitty things, but he also executed a guy for massacring probably civvies who were... I'm putting a bit of detail there that wasn't stated, but... taking a guess here, civvies that were just pissed off at being pushed around and, you know, stepped on and oppressed. So, yeah, I can understand why he reacted that way. So, yeah. Oh, what's that what I was trying to say? My mind is kind of blurring right now. I'm quite tired. It's now 4:30 in the morning. I've been awake since like 11 AM. But yeah, well, he is the first Blade of the Emperor and assassin and spy master. You know, he has killed people who have deserved it. You know, he hasn't just massacred innocent people. While some people might have been questionable targets, he has killed. Like that Black Legion commander or captain, he has killed people that quite well deserved it. So, you know, underneath the job, there is seemingly a good guy there. Another day. I think the Black Legion command table is up at Fort Icon. I'll do all that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna call, well, later today, because it's already tomorrow. So anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you would like me to know, please let me know in the comment section below. And until then, love and peace, baby. Ooh, actually, one thing. Keep in mind, major backlog here. I've yet to finish Witcher 3, but Witcher 3 is looking to take up a fair bit. It's gone from late 2019 into 2020, and I'm not entirely sure where in 2020 it's going to stop. Then after that, there is 200 gigs worth of Path of Exile footage to go up. The preamble to Betrayal, and then Path of Exile Betrayal. And I don't know how long that will be either. There's the 200 gigs. Here, you know what? If I'll tab out, which will mean you'll lose music, but that's fine. Path of Exile. Oh, that's on the hard drive. That's not plugged in. Oh well, never mind. Basically, I was going to tell you how many exact hours it was. While it wouldn't like tell you the amount of episodes you'd get a rough idea of it. Basically, while I may aim for 20-minute episodes, some episodes may end up longer than others because they're right at the end of a set. You know, it's like set 1, set 1A, set 1B, set 1C, and it ends up working to be like 3.5 hours. So the last episode is a half an hour long. You know, it wouldn't, you know, just looking at the total figure for it all may make it look to be like you would have, you know, if it was like a few sets there, might make it look like you have 50 episodes, but in really you have like 45. You know, you get an idea, but there will be an accuracy to it. It's basically an estimate. But anyway, what am I trying to say? Yeah, basically, Witcher 3 is going into 2020. It's currently 2019, and what day is it today? The 28th of the 4th, 2019. It's currently dead. This Forgotten Gods isn't too long out. I actually don't remember when it came out, but it's not too long out when I'm recording this. And so I'll be going back soon to finish Witcher 3 off. I have to finish off the base game, Heart of Stone, and Blood and Wine. Then after that, and I hear Heart of Stone and Blood of Wine. Heart of Stone is another like 10 hours of gameplay, and then Blood and Wine, it could be the same again. So another like 20 hours of gameplay, and the last little bit of the base game to go, and that's Witcher 3 done. Then there's the 200 gigs of Path of Exile to handle, and then there's this. So this is looking at to be like 2021 maybe. It could be late 2021. Hell, depending on how long Path of Exile goes on for, it could be 2022 before this comes out. You know? You feel me? So yeah, basically, it's currently 2019. The 28th of the 4th, 2019. Keep that in mind. So if you're telling me like, oh, go do this, you know, go do that, you should do this, and don't expect it to happen in the next set. If it's something really cool, I might re-download the game right there and just record an episode for that. And I'll probably upload it at the end of this series, you know, after the finale to this. I'll upload this as a little bonus video. I would actually be willing to do that if the thing's sufficiently cool. Or if I'm really not in a mood for Grim Dawn, even if the thing is cool, I might leave it till next time and come back to it. So, you know, nothing against ye if I don't do it straight away. It's just simply sometimes I'm just not in the mood to play a game. And as we've learned with my I've just blanked on the name of the game, and I was looking at it earlier, when we get Steam up. Ador Genesis. It's a terrible idea to try and play that game, to play a game that you're not in the mood for. If you're not in the mood for a game, then you'll play it a lot worse than when you are. I tried to play Ador Genesis, and I had a victory there, and since I wasn't in the mood for the game, I played poorly, and I threw a victory away and lost a shard. I'm still kicking myself over that. So yeah, so basically, you know, like if something's really cool, I may like feel free to tell me stuff in the comments. Just don't expect it to turn up in the next episode, because by the time this comes out, I'll have since finished it and moved on to something else. So, but if something's really cool, I might come back and as a little extra video at the end of a post finale to Forgotten Gods. That will the finale to Forgotten Gods will be the finale to this season of Grim Dawn. You know, I might do a bonus video just showcasing that, or you know, say a few of these things, really cool things, have come up. You know, I might do that, or you know, I might come back to it at some later stage. You know, long afterwards, just because like if I'm not in the mood for it, you know, it will impact the gameplay and impact the video. So, you know, there's factors at play. There's, you know, just want everyone to be on the same page, so no one, you know, no one feels insulted if I don't get back, you know, if I don't do it. There's always the possibility I will. So, you know, feel free, let me know, but don't expect it. If you get it, see it as a bonus kind of thing, you know? So, yeah. Just like I'm saying, the possibility is there, but just don't feel insulted if I don't, you know, drop everything and do it, because, you know, I might be really into another game. You know, might just not be feeling it at the time, you know? So, anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and like I said, if you do know of Anne, if there's anything you know that you want me to know, please let me know in the comment section below. Just keep in mind the backlog. And actually, before I go, as it's bugging me now, yeah, the Forgotten Gods came out a month and a day ago. Came out on the 27th of March, 2019. Would that be 2 days? Whatever. It came out just last month, so yeah, it's pretty new out. Seen pictures of it here, and the areas look cool. It looks nice. So we'll be seeing that content at some stage, just not yet. And someone was implying something. They're trying to be vague about it, but there's something apparently that happened in the Forgotten Gods content that will actually be relevant towards the Cayman's Chosen and Order of Death's Vigil. Well, we just don't know what yet, because I avoided being spoiled, and you know, we haven't gotten there yet. We will eventually. We will eventually. Oh, I'm so near hated. Oh, hate me more, Snake. So anyway, folks, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you'd like me to know, please tell me in the comments. But until then, love and peace, baby. You know, I've been saying that for a while now. Maybe I should spice it up. Huh? I haven't been really watching much anime yet, recently, with anime catchphraseable. So, yeah. When I first started saying that, I was watching, watching Trigun. I was talking about it in my Dishonored Let's Play, Dishonored 1. I was just started off as, you know, love and peace. Then I started watching Space Dandy, and I was talking about it again in Dishonored. Not sure, it could have been Dishonored 1 or it's DLC. It could have been, it probably wasn't Dishonored 2. So I started saying, no, love and peace, baby, because Space Dandy loves saying baby. Recommend both shows, they're good. Trigun is about Vash the Stampede, guy with the biggest bounty on his head on this planet. And it starts off very silly, and as it goes on it gets darker. And like I remember other people, explaining it well, but like seemingly well to me anyway. But I can't quite remember their words, and I'm terrible at trying to explain things myself because I'm like inside of what if it's wrong? But yeah, it starts off very silly, and as it goes on, it does get a lot darker. Still, it does seem to be kind of very, even though later on in the darker parts, there's still, humor and silliness to it. Though it does, you can almost kind of predict it, like, okay, this bit's serious, so give it a second. Yep, humor, back to serious, humor, serious, humor, serious. It's like, just like a regular, like, it's like one of the ducks bobbing up and down, like from the Simpsons episode where Homer was, he intentionally got really fat so he couldn't go to work. Well, he could work from home. Like that. Probably not as bad as I'm making it sound, but yeah. Remember thinking that while watching it. It's like, yeah, this is serious. Yeah, there's the jokiness. And it's back to seriousness. But so yeah, if you don't quite dig the early episodes, it does change as it goes on. It does, darken down and mature in some ways. So if, that might do it for you. Or that might put you off in a different way. Because, the change could be jarring or what have you. It's all down to personal taste. And then Space Dandy's about the dandiest guy in space. It's about Space Dandy. He's a guy with a Pomodoro. He's a rare alien hunter. Basically, his job is to try and find rare aliens that he will bring to be registered at this place. Who's staffed by, I swear, Space Dandy's version of like Jessie from Team Rocket. I just keep seeing her as, I think it's the long red hair. Long red hair. And Jessie also frequently wore glasses. Yeah, anyway. He's accompanied by a robot and a guy he met at his favorite restaurant, Boobies. It's some space cat. And it's all a very silly thing. I'll spoil the ending to the first episode. If you don't want to hear it, blank me for a moment. Just deafen it. I'll spaz the mouse out when it's safe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, the whole crew die at the end of the first episode. They're fine by next. The wiki explains that it's it's actually different universes of Dandy, which kind of doesn't do it for me. I don't like that idea. I'd more just the cartoon logic of they just heal at the end of the episode and they're fine. I know that almost kind of does it better for me. But yeah, they don't really comment on it within it. You do see alternate. I'm spoiling more than the first episode there, but yeah, yeah, I'm not going to talk any more about that. Moving on, I was nearly starting to spoil more than just the first episode there. That's why I try and play games blind, because I've got a blabbermouth. I've got the gift of the gab, and it's more the gift of gab has me. I'm just kind of tagging along. I am gifted the gab incarnate. I've sat here recording, before on many an occasion, I've sat down in front of my computer and talked for 8 hours straight. Other tribe, yes, but I've talked for 8 hours straight. I didn't even get up to take a piss on more than a few occasions. I just sat here for the 8 hours straight, just talking at you. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself for that. If my vocal cords don't have 6-packs by now, they never will. But yeah, Space Dandy, Dandy Sky in Space. It's a comedy series dandy trying to capture rare aliens and the wacky hijinks he gets involved in. And yeah, I decided he's a Pomodoro. They really love that hairstyle for some reason. Japan, it's appeared in a few animes, and I haven't seen that anywhere else and stuff. Except, you know, like 70s movies, I would assume. That I haven't seen. I'm assuming 70s because that's vaguely old to me. I was born in 95, so it's just like, yeah, that's old. Yeah. The 70s, 1700s. You know, the Dark Ages, it's all the same to me. It's all vaguely, you know, Shakespearean to me. So anyway, I'm gonna end this here. Yeah. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you join me again soon. Till then, love and peace, baby.